Daniel in the lion's den, faithfulness under pressure. When prayer becomes a test of courage. Thank you for watching our videos. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to help us spread the gospel. The kingdom of Babylon had fallen, and the Medes and Persians now ruled the land. Among the officials serving the new empire was Daniel, an exile from Judah who had already distinguished himself under previous kings. His wisdom, integrity, and faithful service made him stand out once again, and soon he rose to become one of the most trusted administrators in King Darius's court. But success often breeds jealousy. Other officials, envious of Daniel's position and influence, plotted his downfall. They searched for flaws in his work, but none could be found. Daniel was blameless in his duties, except in one area that could be exploited: his devotion to God, a decree against prayer. The conspirators devised a cunning plan. They persuaded King Darius to issue a royal decree. For 30 days, no one was to pray to any god or man except the king. Anyone who disobeyed would be thrown into the den of lions. The king, flattered by the proposal and unaware of the trap, signed it into law. According to the custom of the Medes and Persians, once sealed, the decree could not be altered. Daniel's unshaken faith. When Daniel learned of the decree, he did not waver. 3 times a day, as was his custom, he went to his upstairs room, opened the windows toward Jerusalem, and prayed to the Lord. His enemies were waiting. They caught him in the act and rushed to report it to the king. Darius, realizing too late that he had been manipulated, was deeply distressed. He admired Daniel and sought every way possible to save him, but the law was unchangeable. At sunset, the sentence was carried out. Daniel was lowered into the lion's den. A night in the den. Before sealing the stone over the den, King Darius spoke with a mixture of hope and sorrow. "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." Daniel 6:16. That night, the king fasted, refusing food or entertainment. He could not sleep, his thoughts consumed with worry for his faithful servant. At dawn, he hurried to the den and cried out, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" Daniel 6:20. From within came a steady voice, "My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight. Nor have I ever done any wrong before you, your majesty." Daniel 6:22. Vindication and justice. Not a scratch was found on him, for he had trusted in his God. But the plotters who had conspired against him faced the fate they had designed, thrown into the lion's den, where they were instantly overcome. Darius then issued a new decree throughout the empire, declaring reverence for the God of Daniel. For he is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will not be destroyed. His dominion will never end. He rescues and he saves. He performs signs and wonders in the heavens and on the earth. He has rescued Daniel from the power of the lions. Daniel 6:26-27. Themes in Daniel's story. 1. Trust. Daniel's life reminds us that true trust in God does not shrink back in the face of danger. He valued faithfulness to God more than safety, reputation, or position. 2. Prayer. Even under threat of death, Daniel remained steadfast in prayer. His devotion was not an act of defiance, but of consistency. He prayed as he had always done, seeking God's presence above all. 3. God's protection. The lions' mouths were shut not by human strength, but by God's intervention. His deliverance showed that he is able to protect those who belong to him, even in impossible circumstances. Conclusion. Faith in the living God. The story of Daniel and the lions. Den is more than a tale of survival. It is a testimony to the power of unwavering faith. Daniel's courage challenges us to remain steadfast in prayer and devotion, even when the world pressures us to compromise. In the end, the lion's den became a stage for God's glory, proving that he is the living God who rescues and saves. Just as he delivered Daniel, he is present with all who trust him, even in their darkest nights.